Good evening and happy pasty day to all my Cornish friends. It is the best day of the year. Sod Christmas Day, sod Boxing Day, sod Paddy's Day. It is St Piran's Day. So happy St Piran's Day to all my Cornish friends. We are drinking Cornish daiquiris. We are sipping on Cornish rum. Everything is Cornish tonight. That's not a giveaway. That's actually slightly misleading, because what's in store for tonight is we've got four of, I keep saying UK, but I've got to say British scratch rums. It is a blind tasting. Some of my membership community have got their samples at the ready. They don't know what they're drinking. There is some honest feedback here. Love it, hate it. I'm expecting some whinges. I'm expecting, no, this is not as good as Barbados. This is not as good as Richard Seal, who's been doing it for 100 years. I'm expecting all that. But I don't care, because I love British scratch rum. There's some absolute belters here, so I can't wait for people to try it. So that's what's in store tonight. I'm just going to polish off my my little daiquiri, and I'm going to say hello to people. St Piran's. That's I got that on Friday. It's from the English Spirit Distillery. So I think this is how this works. I think so. The story behind that English Spirit Distillery. This was actually first distilled about 10-15 minutes away. The old salt kind of relates to the old salt depot in Dullingham, but they've now moved to Great Yeldon. But so I think that is still distilled up here near me, but the other half of the English Spirit Distillery is down in Cornwall, and I'm pretty much assuming that's distilled down there. So yeah, I've cracked those two. I haven't cracked that one yet, sorry, but I've cracked that. That's really fun. And obviously I've got to get one of my favourite Cornish rums, if not my absolute favourite Cornish rum out to play tonight. So that's all that there. So, yeah, who's in the house tonight? Who's in the house? I think I've just had a count up. I think there's 24 of you should have samples, although I know one of you definitely hasn't, and I know there's a couple away on holiday. So we should have quite a few here that we're getting involved. So Connor, Jake, Pam, Bingo, Karen, Andy B, Bunnix over in Switzerland, Wendy, Claire, Havana Steve. Who else have we got there? Ross Barber. Hello, Ross. Mark's got samples this week as well. Philip. Who else? Jake. Seen that. Katie, Stratford, Lights. I was waiting for it. It's me giving banter to Karen. Yeah, I'm all over it. I still forgot, didn't I? Hopefully the batteries are. I don't think they actually make much difference, do you know? I don't know. It sort of shines on the Stratford, doesn't it? I've got that illuminates up, but I'm not sure they actually make. Don't know. I kind of need them up there as well. I might have a little rewire at Easter. You know, we might get some stuff going on there. Lewis, hello from Germany. Whereabouts in Germany are you, Lewis? Right, let's go back to dive into some of these comments. Some banter going on. Time to see. Right, hang on. Here we go. Time to see how many people scan the QR code, even though they're already members. Yeah, I wonder who did that last week. Done. Let's put that on screen. Right, a couple of things you can do for me because I always forget to ask this. Right, smash that flipping like button because that helps me out. And if you want to join the Rum Discord, then I'll sort of stand just here. Look, there we go. Perfect. I'm kind of in between. So smash the like button. There we go. That really helps me out. And then if you want to, wrong way. What am I doing? That way. That way. That way. There we go. If you, it's back to front, isn't it, on the screen? If you want to join the Discord community, give that a little scan, and then you can come and join us. I'm going to get rid of that. It's quite big, isn't it? But don't forget, smash that like button. Right. What other banter have we got here? Connor just testing the link for Steve. Just where's Steve? What? This is where Steve. What's the banner? This is where Steve only gets a limited amount of scans before he gets charged. I'm famous, isn't I? Hello, Robin. Robin's in the house. Kevin and Rachel. Kevin or Rachel, they're in the house as well. Move the lights up. Get a better glare off your head. Get a little glare off the head. Someone scan the QR code there. The glare's not too bad off there. Kind of, I need some makeup, don't I? So there we go. Hello, Scott. Scott's in the house. So yeah, tonight, for those of you just sort of joining, coming along, just joined in the last few minutes, it is British Scratch Rum Night tonight. You can kind of see there, I've got my hand there, we've got two lightly to unaged rums, and we've got two lightly aged rums, however you want to call it. Basically, we've got 4 rums there from the UK. So that's what's getting involved. Let's have a go. Who are you? Hello, let's have a go. Oh, daiquiri. Daiquiri, Cornish daiquiris. That's really nice, that's appearance. So, lovely jubbly. So tonight, I've also got the WhatsApp DMs open. There should be, I don't know whether you're getting involved, but we should have Andrew, Sean, Hayley, Jamie, Danny, Jacob, and Sandra, that they all watch on their TVs, supposedly. So never get commented on here because they, you know, so they dive into WhatsApp. They're not in Discord. They don't like you lot in Discord. So that's who should have samples. Big G is another one. Nick's away on holiday. Ian's postman has got his for the second week in a row, which is quite funny. Hello, Alho from Belgium. There's another one. So, should we dive in? Should we dive in for a bit of rum tasting? I haven't got any more gossip to give you, actually. I have the only new, for those people that don't live in my community feed on YouTube, that's kind of another, I got that purposely for a video. That's another new rum to the house. So that's quite tasty. I've had it before. Let's get rid of the old like. I've just seen that on screen. I forget to get rid of that. There we go. I've had that before, but yeah, it was kind of nice revisiting that. I'll give you my thoughts and opinions on that at a future date. What else have we done this week? I think that's it. I think that's it. I put my empty bottle of Seal on the back bar. There's nothing in it, but I thought it was quite a nice bottle. We'll put it there. I need to restock that. But yeah, so I think without further ado, I think we should dive in. I don't know why I did it in this order. So A, B, C, so white, aged. I don't know why I did it in that order. There was a method to my madness, but I'm going to stick to that. I don't care. In your head, you probably would have gone 2 whites and then the 2 aged, but I don't care. We're going to do it in this order. So I think we might as well. I've got Discord open as well because I'm keeping an eye on Ganimal just in case because Liverpool and the Mighty Scousers are back in town. We had a 7-0 win. So yeah, who are Man United? So I'm keeping an eye on Ganimal just in case he gets a bit leery. We can put him on a timeout. But yeah, let's just make sure that's that. Right, there we go. We've got WhatsApp open as well. So let's all grab your A samples. And I'm sorry, pressed a button by mistake. What button did you press, Mark? Right. So if you want to grab your A samples and have a little nose and a little whiff and tell me what you think. We're going to do it the same as last week. So if you've got nosing notes, tasting notes, and then after we've done all that, I'll get your opinions, whether you like it or not, and score out of, I don't know, what we did scores out of 10, did we, last week? Yeah, scores out of 10. So what do we smell? Let's get A. This is letter A. We think we know what LA is. The smell gave it away. Interesting. Interesting, Katie. I would neither confirm or deny. The smell gave it away. It's quite a distinctive smell, isn't it? At least we can't be able to guess the country. Or will you? Perhaps we should have a game of guess the country. That could be interesting. England, Scotland, Wales, Cornwall. Cornwall's country in its own right. Of course it is. Isle of Man, Ireland, Jersey. Jersey? Guernsey. Jersey. Jersey. Guernsey. Jersey. Jersey. Sure it's Jersey. So yeah, we could perhaps have a little smell on there. So what are we getting? We're getting Mark Thomas has got agricole smell. Interesting. Anyone else? Anyone else got some tasting notes of what they think on here? The comments are in real time. There's literally, I know there's like a 2-second delay because I can see it popping up on there on screen. So get these comments firing in of what you smell. It's similar to the Hooli, but just a little bit milder. Just a little milder. Interesting. Interesting. I had to kind of remember what I'd already previously sent you. I think I'm right. These rums that I've got here, I think one person has got a bottle of one of them, but I think they should be pretty new to everyone else. I think. I'm quite good at stalking. I'm quite good at seeing people's kind of collections and stuff like that. So behind the scenes, I do a lot of stalking. So yeah, the kind of hopefully I should have nailed this, but again, I don't know. If you don't take photos of it or talk about it in Discord, then I've got no idea. But I think one of you, I know one of you has definitely got one of these bottles. But the rest of you, I don't think you have. So I might be wrong. I don't know. So on the nose, I get. So what's Dan? Katie's Dan. Smoke, tropical funk, and sweetness. I have definitely smelt that before. Bingo, ringo. I will have to taste and smell once I've got rid of my cold. Can't smell anything. Oh, here we go. Whinge, whinge. Zesty lemon. We like that. It's quite interesting as well. I've given the brands a heads up of what they're tasting as well, but they've got no idea which ones. They've got no idea which rum's which. So that'll be kind of interesting. This smells really familiar, fruity, floral, a bit funky chocolate smell. Interesting. I get it. I understand the chocolate. I don't get the zesty lemon. Interesting. I rarely drink white, so find this really difficult to describe. Come on, Pam. There's a challenge for you then. Karen should be our expert on this. Wherever Karen is. Where's Karen? There she is. Are they watching? I don't know, to be honest. Have no idea. They may be, they may not be. I've told them to pipe down until the reveal at 9 o'clock. So they may be watching. Who knows? But they'll certainly watch the replays. But I've told them, don't be worried. It's constructive feedback. If you don't like it, you don't like it. It's no skin off my nose, is it? You can have a guess of your rum if you like. I'm not going to say right or wrong until I reveal. So it's up to you, Mark. It's up to you. Unless you come at me with Jamaica, then I'll tell you you're wrong. I'm getting agricole on the nose. Right, I'm going in for a little taste. I've given up. Hello, Martin of Loxley. How are you doing? I keep wanting to call you Robin Hood. Right. Had a single sip. Dan's finished it. Don't know how I taste in notes. I'm thinking it's Portsmouth. Interesting. So, tasting. It's quite soft, isn't it? It's quite a million miles away from being agricole, if you know what I mean. Very mild, easy to drink. I won't give you the ABV until afterwards as well. These are all varying ABVs. I'm not even going to tell you which is the weakest one. Also, I'll tell you is they're all over 40, or they're all 40% or over. But I really do enjoy drinking that one. quite mellow. If we like it or hate it, thumbs up or thumbs down in the comments. Surprisingly gentle. Don't think it matches the nose. Thank goodness it doesn't have the chemical taste I quite often get with UK rum. Yeah. So you get I get it off a couple, but I will say I don't get it off the better ones. Let's put it like that. Like it very much. Nice. It's got, what's that aftertaste? It's got like, I was going to say mint. I don't mean mint. It's got a lovely sort of, what is that? I don't know why. I kind of think polo. I have no idea why, because I don't think it tastes like that. But I kind of think when I open my mouth afterwards, it kind of reminds me of like sucking on a polo sensation. I don't know why. That's really bizarre. Creamy vanilla. For me, it has a mild pepper taste. Yeah, completely agree with that, Pam. Or the sort of peppery aftertaste. And I want you lot to be brutally honest here, because this is your chance to kind of help shape the UK rums. You know, if they are watching, give them feedback. You know, it's the way I kind of describe it. If you don't like it, what can they make it better? Don't just come at me and go, "Oh, I don't like that," or you know, it's rubbish. I'm expecting a couple of you to come at that. Vegetal nettles and mint. See, I like that. Tastes like grappa. That's not a bad shout. I love that. Scott. Your feedback is you like it. Interesting. That's really nice. I can't pick what that is. I don't get any tropical fruit off it. I definitely get that more herbaceous side of stuff. Kind of a little bit savoury, but not too savoury. I'll be honest, I don't actually get that much vanilla. I know a couple of you are getting vanilla, but I don't really get that much vanilla off it, to be fair. You get the creaminess, the luxuriousness of it. It's, what is that? There's a lovely sort of bit of dried fruit. Interesting. Or roll it over your tongue. Oh, sorry, I do get the vanilla. If you roll it over your tongue, the vanilla does come out on there. Herby, grassy. I would go with Katie. Lemon mint. There is this weird. I don't know why. I don't think it tastes like that, but I just get this polo kind of finish off it. I have no idea why. It's only when I open my mouth afterwards. It's that refreshing, minty breath, if you like, kind of sensation. It's really weird. Definitely peppery. Similar to the Clement for me, I'm thinking if this is Portsmouth, I'm gutted. I didn't buy a bottle at the local farm shop. I'm not saying yes or no. Clement 50. How, okay, what sort of, do you think this is so bear in mind, these are all under 50% ABV, but all 40 or over. What do you think of the ABV? Does the ABV punch through? Would you mistake it for some of the Spanish column still rums that are like 37.5%, 38% and quite sort of watery? Or do you kind of think it's a healthy kind of ABV? What are you kind of getting off it? Like after mouthwash. Yeah, mouthwash is, I get what you mean. Mouthwash is kind of not the best descriptor, but because it tastes nothing like mouthwash. It's just after you open your mouth. It's just like this refreshing. Yeah, I really like that. Solid 42. Okay. Also, what you to do is kind of pin those thoughts in your head and kind of relate that to the other rums that are coming. So, what I want to do is I want to get your scores out of 10. So, if you start whacking your scores in out of 10, basically what I would say is anything over 7 out of 10 you would quite happily buy. Like a 9 or a 10 is a permanent stock. 7 or 8 is kind of definitely buy it to give it a try. 5, 6 is good. You know, you would try it if you saw it in a bar, you know, and had a little kind of shot at it, but perhaps not buy a bottle. And then anything kind of under 4, you probably wouldn't bother with. So Karen, right, Karen's got an 8. Sorry, I'm not looking at WhatsApp. I'll grab WhatsApp in a minute for you guys. Right, Karen sets, Claire's 7, Steve 6.5. Mark Thomas 9. See, I'm keeping a record of these so I can kind of gauge your palate as well, so I know what's kind of recommended in the future. That's kind of half the reason I do this. Mark Thomas 9. Marky. Score bingo 7 point. Yeah, trust bingo. Bingo's obviously high on pasties. 7. Where's bingo? There he is up here. 7.1. We'll give him a 7.1. Dan's an 8.5. Phillips is 7.5. Pam, oh, here's a comment. I'll come back to that in a minute, Pam. Hang on. 6. 5.5 for Jake. Connor's an 8. Bunnix is a 6. Connor is an 8. Katie, oh, I've got to double park you lot. 7.5 to 8. Right, Bunnix 6. Right, what's Pam say? Decent, but I don't really drink white rum. Definitely don't sip neat. That's fine, Pam. That's fine. 6. Right, Rachel is not getting involved. G's not here yet. David, I haven't seen David again. I think that's 2 weeks in a row. I've not heard from you, David. Yeah, 2 weeks in a row. David, if you are watching, or you know, if you watch back on the replay, then again, let us know. You've got the samples, so yeah, let us know. Right, let's dive into WhatsApp. Let's get these. So Andrew quite likes it. Ooh, nice, Andrew. Andrew's giving it a strong 9. Sean, yeah, Sean and Haley, it's not really their vibes. They've given it a 5 and a 6. Right, Jamie's gone 7.5. Danny. Jacob, interesting. Jacob, you are team Foursquare though, aren't you? Jacob's giving it a 4. It's a bit harsh, I think. I understand your palate. I kind of know where you're coming in. Sandra's giving it a 7.5. So it's quite an interesting one there. Kind of an interesting sort of split there. There's a few really high scores, but quite a few sort of middles, 7.5s. I think, you know, there's quite a few 6s. It's not wowing the world, but yeah, I think that's a solid kind of reaction there. Right, bingo. I finished this so fast. Bunnix, sorry. Revised 7.1. Yeah, bloody right. Okay, interesting. So I think I've got you. So Rachel, Ian, Nick, Big G's not here. David. Yeah, I've got the rest of you there. That's cool. Right. Very similar to. Oh, I like this. Let's put this on screen. Very similar to Madeira. For me too. I'm not great at distinguishing one rum from another rum though, but I like the Clement and Madeira. Interesting. Okay, interesting. I think you are, Mark. I just think you are in a different way. Like reading your sort of Mai Tai cocktails and variations, you very much know what you like in that regard. You know, with your different rums and all that. So yeah, I think you do, but maybe not neat. I think that's it. I think when you kind of taste them in a cocktail, you really do kind of taste the difference. So. Right. On that note, right. One of the brands has just jumped into my DMs. So, right. So, if you want to refresh your palates and pick up letter B, water. I have some soda water in a second as well. So, this is as you can see from the colour of this one. That's why we've got the lights on. Oh no, we can't. Can we see? Let's do it on here. Then. There you go. So you can kind of see, for those of you who have not got it, you can kind of see it's a very light aged rum. I'm not going to say how long it's been aged, but it has been aged or rested or whatever you want to call it. But you kind of see these. As far as I'm aware, none of these have been filtered. None of these have been dosed. There should be no dosage in any of these. What else can I tell you? No, these are all what I would call people doing it properly. So yeah, that's kind of your guide for this. Right, let's have some soda water. Right, see, right. Old friend varnish. Okay, I haven't smelt this one for a while actually. Melon. I forgot to sniff. Melon. That's interesting. Someone scanned the QR code. Lovely jubbly. I get £5 every time you scan. No, I don't. I'm joking. Right. My days B smells good. Sherry, brandy, dried fruit, cherries. Nice. Right. I haven't smelt this one for a while, so I'm looking forward to this. Mild. Very, very mild. Like wood on that. Like very mild. You can tell it's been aged, but I mean very, very mild sort of wood finish on that. Not getting varnished at all, just mild whiskey. Very pleasant. This reminds me of those fruity sweets in my youth, a couple of years ago. Right, Katie, coconut and melon, hint of cherry and marzipan, and a bit of lime. Interesting. I get the melon's interesting actually. I don't think I've ever thought of melon. Understand the sort of cherry vibes. I predominantly get a vanilla-y sort of a touch of kind of caramel note off it. Jake, play nicely. Right. So yeah, what other now? So hint of cherry, marzipan. Oh, when you don't. When you don't plunge your nose right in. If you kind of smell it at about an inch off the glass, definitely get the marzipan. Then, yeah, when you plunge your nose right into the glass, no. But when it's kind of, but I don't know whether you can sort of see that. Yeah, you can kind of see that. When it's about an inch off the nose there, yeah, definitely marzipan. Agree with that. Raspberry bubblegum. Katie, think it smells like shake. That's, yeah. I totally know what you mean by that. I totally agree with that, Katie. That's exactly kind of that profile. And I know that from my Nivea, what's it called? Shower gel. My skin is delicate, isn't it? Right. Oh, are you bingo? Are you with Jake tonight? Are you? The lads. So you both. Hang on. You both got the phones on. Please tell me you've both got the TV on, and then you've both got the phones, so you can comment. Right. I thought it makes stunning hand cream, which is where I ended up with shea butter scent. Yeah, I kind of get that. That's that sort of vanilla-y kind of creamy. Yeah, I like that. Molasses on the nose. Yeah. I mean, comparing A to B, it is like chalk and cheese. But there might be some mind tricks in here. I I might not have played. Um, I might have put some swerves in here just to kind of keep you on your toes. May have done. All will be revealed. TV, laptop each, and phones. I think it's stronger than 8. Oh yeah, ABV wise. What's the ABV of this one? Okay, interesting. So ABV, very sweet. I'm going in for a taste. I haven't tasted it for a while. Butterscotch. See, that to me is delicious. I actually think I know the ABVs, but I would actually put A as I don't know. I don't know. The finish in it is giving me a stronger ABV. Ian, have you tracked down your postman yet? Shouldn't laugh. It's not funny. Right. Butterscotch on the nose. I think it's stronger than A. Very sweet. A bit more ABV than the last one. Says there's 43 in the building, but 9 of them are bingo and Jake. Yeah. Not as easy to sip as A for me. Still delicious though. What do you think about the barrel? Is it kind of straight oak? Is it been aged in, so oak as in bourbon? Has it been aged in sherry cask? Has it been aged in a wine cask? Has it been aged in brandy, cognac cask? What do you think about? Is there anything on that finish that kind of gives it away? It's a kind of fruity note on that finish. There is melon. I've got that melon, but I don't see where the melon comes from. I'm kind of playing around with the size of the sip I take, whether to take a bigger sip or a little sip. I personally would go more of that sort of tropical fruit, that pineapple kind of vibe, but it has got a peppery. When you roll it over your tongue, it has got a peppery sort of finish around the gums, the tannins. I go for a sherry or wine finish. Interesting. I'm not saying it did. I'm just trying to get you thinking. That was all. I think it's weaker than. I think weaker than B. What? I think weaker than we're on B, Pam. unless Pam's unless Pam's raced off to do like C. I think weaker than B. Prefer this to A whiskey cask. I'm tasting slight toffee caramel, maybe. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Buttery mouthfeel. This is a quality rum. Bourbon cask. Are you on C now, Pam? Morello cherry. Yeah, I think Pam's just giving up. Pam's doing it at her own speed, isn't she? She's like, yeah, crack on. Not waiting for you, look. I don't get the cherry. I don't get melon. I'm trying every kind of sip or every tip, like a big gulp, a little sip, a rolling it around my tongue. I don't get the fruit. I don't get that sort of cherry or melon off it. Banana and chocolate. Weekend in ASOS. Husband came in with chips and I got distracted. Hello, husband. Right. Banana's a good one, actually. Banana's a good one. Right, let's go with some scores. While you're doing that, I'm going to dive into WhatsApp and just get you TV watchers on old WhatsApp. So let's go back to front this time. Sandra really likes it. Sandra, yeah, okay, interesting. She prefers this to A. If you guys on your TVs, if you're on WhatsApp and whatever, just whack in your scores now out of 10, and I'll kind of do that for you. Jacob's already on it. Jacob's all over this. Jacob quite likes this. Hang on, pen's gone. Jacob's gone for an 8.5. Interesting. Danny's gone for 7.5. Right, Haley. Haley doesn't like the kind of wood. Thinks it's too sort of oaky, too whiskey finish on it. Interesting. So Haley's gone for a 4. It's not her sort of style of rum. Jamie's 6.5. 8. Okay, quite a split. Sean. And Andrew. Sean and Andrew both love it. Are both giving it 8s. Interesting. Right, let's come back. Let's come back up to here. Where do we go? So, hi Anne. Is Anne in the house? If I missed Anne, hello Anne. If you're there, I can't see, but I'm assuming that's home bartender Anne. Right, Claire's 45%. So let's go with scores. Bunnix 7.5. Claire 8.5. Karen 7. Pam 8.5. Karen 7. Oopsie. Wrong old 7 and Pam 8.5. Jake, is Bingo pissed? I'm not writing the points down. I'm just putting 8. I'm rounding down. So you're either going 8.1, 8 or 8.5. So Bingo, you're going 8. 8. Mark's 8. Havana Steve's 8. So Mark, you prefer the first one. 8.5, Havana Steve, sorry. Jake, 7.5. Lovely jubbly. Right, Philip, I'm waiting for. Connor, I'm waiting for. Katie and Dan, 8.5 and 7.5. Right, okay, 7.5 Katie, 8.5 for Dan. Right, 6.5 for Philip. So you prefer the first one as well. So Connor, there we go. 7.7. Oh, you lot. 7.75. Interested. Who am I missing then? Rachel in. Nick's away. G's away. David's away. No, it's got everyone. That's got everyone. Interesting. Okay, so that's the second one. Right. We're now going for C. 7 3/4. So C. C is another white, crystal clear white rum for you to dive in. So same kind of things again. Just reset the palate. And for those of you watching and thinking, how do you get involved in this? This is all part of my membership community, which you can join if you're on. It's actually on this channel. If you click, it's £5 a month, $4.99 a month. You can just click the join button under any of my videos on my main channel, on the channel homepage as well. Just click the join button. You do that. If you come into this, we'll be changing sort of through April, through March as well. I'm kind of going to open it out as well because I do have a lot of people that don't come into Discord these days, but it's primarily at the moment in the Discord community. But I do kind of post links out into the community feed as well. But that's relying on you guys stalking, because I've been fully aware that over the recent couple of days, because I do post quite frequently to my community tab. It's like a Facebook tab or Instagram feed or whatever you want to call it. But we've all got community tabs on our channels, and I do post that quite recently, quite a lot with polls and stuff like that. So the links do go out there as well, but I will be opening this out so you can get involved in these tastings. We do have, or I have had, issues shipping abroad, so this is primarily at the moment, until I solve that issue, this is primarily UK only at the moment, because the US hate us for sending alcohol, the Canadians hate us. Actually, I didn't have any problems with Canada, to be fair. It was, and if parts of Europe hated us as well, but other parts don't. Ireland hates us, but Bunnings over in Switzerland never has an issue. So it's quite funny. Right. So here we go. C. Letter C. I saw first one. C smells delicious. It smells like I'm going to love the taste. Oh, the smell of that. That's really good. That is all shades of up my street. That is toasted coconut. Katie smells good balanced white, nothing wacky or overpowering. Dan smells lime and a touch of smoke. This for me, right? This will be interesting. Karen. I want you to tell me what still this is. Is this column still or pot still? Floral pineapple. No one else jump in. Don't spoil Karen's fun. I want Karen to tell me. That's it. Everyone hold out until Karen has commented. Pot or column or blend. Oh, it's a lovely smell, this. Lovely. Floral pineapple. It's still fun to watch, even if my samples got stabbed. Yeah. And samples got stabbed. Big Flax got... half his got stolen, and the half they sent him. Well, 2/3 got stolen, and they left him with a third. See, I think this smells creamy and bland. Really? Oh, this smells like proper sort of a rum that I really want to sip and eat. This, nothing bland about this. Karen, I'm rubbish at this. I would say pot. Karen, why do you say pot? You think you're rubbish. I know you're not rubbish. That's why I'm asking you. That smell, while you're typing away, B smelled much better. That smell, while you're typing away, Karen, that smell is 100% copper pot still. There's no mistake in that. Absolute copper pot still off that. Creamy. Oh, yeah. Fine. For me, this does smell like it doesn't come from like UK or Great Britain. It smells like it could come from, you know, some of the big players, Guyana, Barbados. Getting creamy smell too, but I struggle with it. Right, there is a mild funky fruit, but would have picked pot 2. Right, I'm going in for a taste. Just give me glasses of that all day long. That is exactly what I want. This is just so good for me personally, and I know I get passionate about my British scratch rums, but this is just so good. Well, it's got to that point. It's like 40 minutes in. It's got to that point where it just stops scrolling, and I kind of have to do the wheel. It really annoys me. Right, that's the comments. Smells so delicate in comparison to the others. Oh, the vanilla-iness of this. There's tropical fruit coming off this. It's a tiny hint of chocolate coming off this. Sort of a little bit of nuttiness coming off it. Buttery, vanilla, caramel. For me, and I know this is just me, and I don't want to bias anyone here. For me, this is properly up my street. When I talk about white rums that I would quite happily sip neat, this is where I am. This for me isn't a daiquiri rum or a mojito rum or something. I dare say it is for many of you, but this for me is a sipping rum, a white sipping rum, unaged sipping rum. That's where I am for this. So what else have we got? I think my comments have. Oh no, there we go. So Deli, get a lingering overproof funk on the back of the nose and the flavours. Give me your tasting notes on it. It's absolutely fine. Be honest, be genuine. Don't think that you have to like it. If you don't like it, this is brilliant. Let me know, because this is good. Helps me gauge your palate going forward. You know, this is what I keep, as I say, I keep all these notes, so I know exactly what sort of rums you do like and where your palate sits, so I can kind of tailor these in future. So if you don't like it, don't try and, you know, don't feel that you have to blend in with the crowd. If you don't like it, say you don't like it. It's as simple as that. But tell us why you don't like it. Why is it too overpowering? Is it, you know, is it the pot still that you don't like? Do you prefer column still? All right. Right, delicate but complex in flavour, far superior to A. 9. Karen's gone in straight for a 9. Wow, okay, scores on the doors there for Karen. Let's write that down before I lose that. Okay, now I'm interested in people's scores. Now you have influenced. Yeah, perhaps I shouldn't have done that. But hey ho, I think people are big enough and ugly enough to kind of make up their own minds without me kind of going, yeah, this is really good. After all, I mean, let's be honest. I know quite a few of you have kind of bought that and kind of really do that, but I also know quite a few of you have like, yeah, it's all right. It's nothing special though. So, you know, as I say, I'm merely here as a guide, not to tell you what you should and shouldn't be liking. Let's turn my heaters down. I'm a bit hot in here. There we go. One. Right. So, I like it. Nice bit of heat on the finish. Strongest ABV to me, a little too strong for my young palate. Vanilla almond. Question: did you know I would like this one? Did I know? After after the little brief conversation this afternoon, yes. You know, that's kind of why I asked those couple of questions earlier. After your little tasting, yes. And that's what I mean. Now, once you start piecing all these little bits together of what sort of rums you like, and I know G is sending a lot of samples out to some of you as well. You know, I kind of, you know, I might not comment all the time. I might think, you know, you might think I'm not there, but I kind of, you know, I kind of do keep track of what people like and what they don't like. So this all helps going forward. Right. Bit more structure, thicker. Yeah, thicker. I kind of agree with that one. Dan gives it a 9. I give it an 8. 42. Claire's gone for an 8 as well. Right, Claire, 8. So Claire prefers the last one, previous one, B. And the Karen, I don't think it's as strong as B. Okay, interesting. 8.5 for, who's that? Philip. 8.5 for Philip. I'll come into WhatsApp in a minute so I can see WhatsApp lighting up like Christmas trees. I wish WhatsApp had a desktop where you could kind of put like, I might have a look at WhatsApp Business or something like that, where you can kind of put different conversations all at once on screen, like a feed. I kind of need an alternative for those that don't like Discord that makes it easier to. I think WhatsApp does the job, but you kind of have to go. I've got the notifications on screen, so I can kind of see what you're saying. But if I want to dive in to comments, I have to open the app, if you know what I mean. Right. This one isn't for right. Okay, Connor. Oh, hang on, I forgot that. So Philip, 8.5. I forgot the 0.5. Right. This one isn't for me. This one isn't for me as a sipper. I'm struggling to pick out the finer flavours on this. It's creamy, but I'm finding the funk heat on the finish unpleasant. That's cool. Mid-40s. Putting this in a quick daiquiri. See, this is also what I'm interested in. Because as I keep saying, I love column. This is a neat sipper for me, but I wouldn't put that in a daiquiri. But I know many people do love pot still in daiquiris. I don't. I prefer column. And this is what I find fascinating. I love doing all these testing and stuff like that. Right, Jake's an 8. Bunnings is an 8. Jake's an 8. So Jake, this is your favourite one so far. Bunnings is an 8. Where's Bunnings down there? This is Bunnings' favourite one as well. Very Moorish. I could do with another sample. I won't lie. I did go through the first bottle of this very quickly. Bunnings is 8. Stephen Connor's a 5 out of 10. Connor 5. Right, not a sipping rum for me. Definitely want to experiment with it in cocktails, so would pair it with our citrus. Dan says he could easily sip this. 8 for Bingo, 8 for Steve. Bingo. Right, I'm coming into WhatsApp in a second. Pam's going 7. I'll read that comment in a second, Pam. Mark's going 7. Marky. Where's Mark? There he is, 7. Least favourite one for Mark. Interesting. I don't have enough left for a DAC. Right, let's dive into WhatsApp. So I've got that. Jacob. Oh, Jacob's given this a strong 9.5. Wow. So Mr. Foursquare, Mr. Team Foursquare, 9.5 for a UK rum. So this is why I like you. I have some good chats with you. Because you're very much a geek, but you're very sorry. I mean that in the nicest possible way. You are very much a geek. You know your palate, but you're not afraid to try new stuff, and I respect that. I really do. So 9.5 for Jacob. Danny's gone 8.5. Sandra has gone 8.5. Jamie, where's Jamie gone? Jamie's there. Jamie's gone 8.5. Wow. Haley. So Haley's gone from a 6 on the first one, a 4 on the second one, to a 9 for this one. So Haley's properly on a 9 there. Sean's on an 8.5. Wow, there's some high scores coming in here. And Andrew's on Andrew, this is your least favourite one. Okay. So 9 for the first one, 8 for the second one, 7 for the third one. Interesting. I think that's everyone, isn't it? Not David. Yep, that's everyone. I will say this again. for you guys, so like, who are we missing? Like, I know G will get involved. That's absolutely fine. I know Rachel will get involved. But people like David, I keep saying this, David, you know, if you do this, if you do watch along tomorrow or whenever you kind of do this, again, try, you know, I know you don't come into WhatsApp come into Discord that often, but just DM me, whatever, just DM me scores so I can kind of see where your palette is and we can kind of do that. So if you do that for last week's as well and this week's, that'll be awesome. All right. You don't have to, but it's just, it helps me help you in the future. That's what I'm all about. Right. Got to be ninefold, surely, with Steve's comments. I love this. This is so funny. As a daiquiri, that's one of the best whites I've had. See, right. I love this comment. That's so interesting. Connor, do you... So, okay, Connor, when you're drinking daiquiris, are you... I'm assuming you're more kind of your Dawley's 3-year-old, your Plantation 3 Stars, any of the sort of Appleton stuff, more so over Cuba and Dominican Republic, Flor de Cana and all that. I'm assuming that's where your head is, but just let us know. Like, what are your top 5 or top 3, whatever, top 3 daiquiri rums? I'm drinking so much of these tonight because I'm not used to this type of rum. No matter how much I drink, I can't find the vocabulary. And that's interesting, Pam. No, it's absolutely fine. So, Pat, this is all right. This is a good question. When you say you're not used to drinking these types of rums, can you inherently tell that they're a different style of rum to, say, last week? And why? Are you bearing in mind these? I know some of the comments that are going to come in. Do you think these are less refined than, say, a Barbados rum like Foursquare that's been distilling rum for, you know, hundreds of years, Appleton, hundreds of years? Is it that? Do you think they're less refined? Are they too kind of, how can I put it, too raw, too unrefined, too kind of, what is it? Why do you think they're? I'm just purely interested. That's all. Chris, hi all, only tuning in now. Sorry I missed this one. Hi Chris, you're fine, mate. Sorry I missed this one. Me and Holes just thought I'd check in, see, as I'm new to the channel. Very, very welcome. Right. Connor, top 3. Yes, the Hooley, Dawley's. Right, that totally makes sense. Totally makes sense why you kind of love this as a daiquiri, but not neat. And Chairman's. Yeah, Chairman's standard. Chairman's. So Connor, okay, Connor, Hooley, do you like Hooley neat, or do you prefer Hooley? Do you prefer? Can you drink any of those neat, or are they purely daiquiri rums for you, or do you prefer aged rums neat? Right. Oh, I think you might have answered it. Hang on. Chairman's for Dak. Changed my mind. C is for Katie Stratford's 8 to a 7.5. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Katie, you're sitting on the fence. All 3 of these are 7.5. That's really funny. Right. Connor, what's that? Whereas sipping, I lean more to... Right. Okay. Sorry, you've already answered that question. Sorry, I'm with you. Whereas I lean Brugal, Black Tot, Eminente. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. So you are right. Ignoring Black Tot, that's quite fascinating. So ignoring Black Tot out of that, because I love Black Tot, I adore Black Tot, but you are opposite to me. I prefer those in a daiquiri, but these neat. That's really fascinating, isn't it? I kind of, yeah, I find that so fascinating what people prefer and, you know, what they go to. Completely polar opposite. You go, ignoring the Black Tot there, you've got 3 column still rums that you prefer neat. So you prefer column neat, but in daiquiris you prefer majority pot, if not fully pot. Fascinating. Absolutely different. Not less quality, just different flavours. I'm so used to aged rums, and now I only own 2 bottles of white, and one of them I won in a comp. Okay. So even B is an aged rum. Still, you're not used to that. I won't say how old it is. We'll just kind of go with that. Okay, interesting. Jacob, 9.5. Jacob. To be fair, Jacob, I did have you earmarked for this rum. We've never spoken about it, but out of everyone, I thought this one would be up your street. I think this next one will as well. I think D, out of all of them, yeah, I'll leave that there. I can't wait to see what you say for D. Right, let's go for D, boys and girls. Right, Connor. That's good. You know, I had this conversation in on a video. I forget what video it was now. Through the week, it was an older video, but someone was asking me why don't I give scores, and I say this time and time again, but I used to give scores. I'll be brutally honest, but it was this light bulb moment where, especially, you know, as Discord grew and the membership grew and we kind of had more chats, it was this light bulb moment where by me giving scores, I think I influenced. And, you know, we had this separate conversation probably a few weeks ago now with someone else. He basically turned around and said, I've never bought that rum because the Fat Rum Pirate had only given it 1 star. And I don't want to be in a position where I put people off. I just really want to describe rums, you know, give you kind of tasting notes to help you make up your own opinions. And I know there's a lot of generic caramel, toffee, molasses and all that, but, you know, I'm learning, my palate is advancing, you know, each week, each month I do this, but I really don't want to be in a position where I put someone off a rum that they might love. Because everyone, as me and Connor are just chatting here, everyone's got a different palate. And I think it's absolutely... My worst case scenario is when someone says this is a terrible rum or this is a horrible rum or, you know, this rum is not fit for purpose, because I guarantee it absolutely is fit for purpose. It's just not to your palate. And we've got a few people like that in Discord, you know, and I just want to kind of drill that home to people that it's your palate. No one else's, it's your palate. If you don't like it, it's not a terrible rum. It's just that you personally don't like it. It's as simple as that. Many thousands of other people will like it. So to call it a terrible rum is doing it a massive disservice or giving it a 1 out of, you know, a 10 for us reviewers. I just don't believe in that these days. I'd just rather kind of describe it. So I'm going to dive in. Sorry, and lovely Whopper. Right, bit of soda water. Love a bit of soda water now. I can never drink soda water. Soda water really cleanses the palate. Right. I don't know why that's tempting me. I don't know why that's still sitting on the bar. Get back there, dark rum. Thinking, oh, dark rum. Right, hide that. So, D. Oh, that's different again, isn't it? Hopefully, I've picked 4 completely and utterly different rums for you. There's no hopefully about it. I have picked 4 completely and utterly different rums for you. It's just hopefully, I hope you find them all different. Right. B was easier for me to describe. It was my favourite so far. Katie. What's Katie saying? Katie, did I read this? I'm not a sipper, so they're all solid, good, tasty rum, delicious, but same. Got no product to mix with them. I'm sad. Dan's finished the samples. Right. Oak and pepper. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to put that. Yeah, Connor, totally agree with that. Your shelves would be very empty if we all like the same things. Exactly. Peach smells sweet. Raisins. Smoke. Ooh. Iodine. I don't know where that just popped up from, but iodine. why am I smelling iodine? What do I relate iodine to? Where did that come from? What would I have had that I get iodine from? That must have come from somewhere. I don't know. I don't know why I said iodine. No idea. Dan, let's put this one. Dan, I think we've got a Dan and Katie double show here. Perhaps not. No, it's, oh yeah, no, it is. Dan, pineapple, vanilla, butterscotch, high ABV, Calvados Solera, cocoa. Katie, banana, high ABV, literal nose burn, but good. Vanilla butterscotch, smells like a dessert, a bit of wood. Okay. I'm using it in a DAC to cleanse my palate. Literally smells like a banana split. I'm thinking new oak rather than bourbon. Oh, interesting. See, I like these kind of things. Jacob, give me the Mr. Guru. Give me the barrel. Give me the finish on this. Whew. It does burn the eyes, doesn't it? don't sort of breathe into it and like get it sort of coming back at your eyes. That does burn the eyes. It may not be the strongest one. It may be the weakest one out of the four. You don't know just yet. I've not smelled it for a bit, but I would be right in thinking D smells like an Appleton 12. Interesting. Let's get Appleton 12 out. Oh, I'm not. Oh, where's my Appleton 12? I need to replenish the bottle of Appleton 12. No. If you think it smells like Appleton 12, you go for your life. No. Oh, no. Sweet banana. Dun, 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 dun. Right, we've got loads of people on now. 43%. I've not smelled it for a bit. Right, so we've got, people are drying up on their nosing notes. Okay, I'm assuming you're all going in for tasting notes. Tastes like raisin, but maybe because I associate rum and raisin from ice cream. I just thought I could get WhatsApp on desktop, can't I? I might do that. I might try. Oh, I wonder if I can have different windows open on my second screen for WhatsApp conversations. I wonder if that'll work. I might try that next time. Sorry, just sidetracking. like 4 or 5 windows or tabs, different tabs, like windows on their different WhatsApp conversations. That'd be interesting. Right, I'm diving in. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. Nowhere near as feisty alcohol as C for me. A lovely banana-y, subtle hint of smoke. It's a little bit of, what's that fruit? I keep generically saying pineapple. I don't think it's pineapple. Definitely banana. It's that banana. What are those sweets? I keep saying flumps. I don't mean flumps. They're like banana, fluffy banana things. What are they? It's like that banana sweet around my gums. I'm peeing myself because Jacob. I don't know how you do this. Jacob has nailed the rum, and he's nailed. Well, first off, he nailed the cask, maybe plural, but he's nailed the rum. I don't know how you did that. I'm gonna right. Okay, Jacob. Here's one for you. And I'm not going to say anything to anyone else because I think you've got the knowledge. 1, 2, or 3. That's all I'm going to say. 1, 2, or 3. See how clever you are now. uh, you must have like a I don't know how you do it. You must have one hell of a super palate and drink nothing but rum. Foam bananas. Is that what they're actually called? I thought they had a name, like flumps. Wait, I know it's not flumps, but I thought they had a name. Karen, I don't get banana, but I'm not a fan. Getting banana from the taste. Getting big nutty flavours followed by raisin, peppery wood. Sometimes it tastes a bit smoky, sometimes not. Yeah, there's definitely a bit of smoke on there. I'd say that one's not that. I'd say that one's as good as the Dawley's 14. Wow, wow. Hey, I'm I'm bigging up British rums. For me, they're all better than Dawley's. Sorry, Team Foursquare. Like shrimps, but bananas. I thought those foam banana things had a name, but yeah, I know exactly what you mean. There is this lovely. There is another fruit that I can't pick out. I don't think it's. Maybe it is dried fruit. Maybe it is raisins that I'm thinking of. No, Jacob, wrong. Wrong. I love it that you're on the same wavelength. That was pretty cool. But no, you are wrong, and you should know that because we've chatted about it. So I'm just going to abuse you now. Right, initially enjoyable, but I'm not getting on well with the finish. Okay, interesting. I need more of them. 9. Right, okay, the scores are coming in now. Let me just go in here. Jacob's given this a 9. Interesting. So he really hated the first one, but loved the other 3. Interesting. Okay. Rest of you watching on TV, scores. I know quite a few of you will be watching on TV as well, but I mean, you know who I mean. The WhatsApp gang. I know that. Right. Let's dial that. So Claire's gone 9. Claire's favourite. Wow. I've not tried it, but thinking it's Portsmouth 1812. Bingo. Why do you think it's Portsmouth 1812? Oh, okay. Here's another question for you. Again, relating to the same thing, and this is purely for me to try and tease it out of you, and to get you thinking. Out of the tasting notes that we've gone for, smoke, raisin, banana, bit of tropical fruit in there, iodine. I have no idea why that came from for me. Perhaps I just mean smoke. Why? What do you think about that is associated with Portsmouth from what you've read and tasted about Portsmouth? Why do you think that? And also, do you think that's dehydrated sugarcane juice? Or do you think that's out and out molasses? So, for those of you who don't know, Portsmouth is dehydrated sugarcane juice. Sugarcane juice we naturally associate with agricole, but obviously sugarcane juice doesn't have to be, as Windy calls it, that baby sick aroma. But, you know, Barcello is sugarcane juice, as we've recently found out. So don't automatically think sugarcane juice is like that funky, florally, grassy, herbaceous kind of feel. You know, there are other ways to distill and use sugarcane juice. But ultimately, depending on how you distill it, does taste very different to molasses. Right, what am I hovering over? So 999. Karen's gone 6. Karen's the least favourite of the night. Mark's gone 9. Mark's gone 2 9s. Interesting. Philip's gone 8. Connor's a 6. Philip's an 8. Connor's a 6. Steve is a 7. Jake's a 6. Jake. Dan's rating 8.5 to 9. Pick your poison. 8.5, 9. Katie 7. Bunnick's 8.5. Bunnick's favourite of the night. Interesting. Pam's an 8. Pam's an 8. Did I write Pam? Pam. I didn't write Pam. Right, let's dive into WhatsApp now. I'll come back to that. Bingo. Oh, sorry, I just detoured off that. Pam, I've just read your comment in Discord, so I just saw I had a notification, so I just read that. Interesting. Oh, yeah, I like that. Thank you. I'll take that. Right. Sorry. Back to. So I know there's other comments now. Back to WhatsApp. So Andrew's least favourite of the night. Andrew's gone 6.5. Sean is, these are, Sean's rating these. This is an 8, so this is equal with the second one. Just coming up in literally like 5 minutes is the big reveal. We'll chat about what these rums are. We'll go through these in a minute. Haley doesn't like this one too much as well, but it is better than B for that. So Haley's gone for 5. B was your least favourite one. Interesting. Jamie's gone 7.5. Okay, so Jamie's least favourite one was B as well. Danny's gone 9. Nice. Danny, are you a whiskey drinker, Danny, by any chance? Just looking at last week's as well. Danny. Wow, you've scored all of these higher than last week. All of these have scored higher than last week. That's quite interesting. And then Sandra. Sandra's got 8. So Sandra's got 2 8s, so 7.5 and an 8.5. I think we are there. So, all in all, I'll come back to that in a second, Connor. All in all, Bingo, sorry. All in all, Haley's given, I'm just looking at scores under 5. Haley's harsh. Haley's given a 5 and a 4. Both on the aged ones, actually, to be fair. Haley. What else have we got? Sean's given a 5 for the first one. Oh, Jacob's given a 4 for the first one. That really wasn't up Jacob's street. But I kind of know why that's not up Jacob's street. I kind of understand that. Everyone else has really rated these. So, right, before I go into the reveal, and then you've got biasness and all that going on, overall opinion of, these are just 4 examples of British scratch rum, as in rum distilled from scratch here in Great Britain. I have to keep trying to say Great Britain. I keep saying UK, but Great Britain, UK doesn't include Isle of Man, it doesn't include Jersey, it doesn't include a few other places. So I have to say Great Britain. Great Britain includes Isle of Man, includes Jersey, places like that, and all that. So I'm trying to, because I can never get hold of Juggling Kings. I really want to get hold of Juggling Kings, but they're kind of really hard to get hold of. I don't know why. All in, what I want to ask is, what are, after these 4, and I know some of you may or may not tasted these before, but tasted other UK scratch rums, I've done it again, British scratch rums. What's your overall impressions? Are you excited about what is to come? Bearing in mind, we are still in the infancy, as I keep saying. Flipping out. When was Appleton first started? But I don't know. But Mount Gay is 1703. Mount Gay have had flipping. Where are we? 320 odd years of experience. Foursquare have had, years and years. Appleton, years and years of distilling experience. Guyana, centuries of experience. We're like, for some people, all right, maybe 6 years in, but for a lot of these, this year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, they are not there. How excited are you about these after a few years? That's what I want to sort of gauge about that, because I'm very excited. If they're creating these sort of rums, this quality for me, this quality of rum after 2-3 years in business, what are they going to be like in 10 years, in 15 years, in 20 years? Right, juice, be fair. Right, sorry, I was going back to Bingo's comment. Bingo. I think this was a mention of for the banana and the fruit sweets. I remember from what I read on it, the The cooking of the juice hides the grassy nature. Okay, interesting. I think a lot of you are going to be surprised by this. I will say now, apart from one person, Jacob, who's always got it, for some reason. No, I expected out of any of them. I didn't expect Jacob to get these three at all, but that'll be the one that he's heard of, and that'll be the one that he kind of knows. I didn't. I'll be honest. No one else has got. One of the rums has been mentioned, but it's the wrong rum for the wrong glass, if you know what I mean. But no one else has got anywhere remotely close to what these are. So no one, basically no one, apart from Jacob on that one, no one's guessed correctly of what these are. That's what I want to get. Right, bingo, 8.5. Did I write 8.5 down for bingo? No, I didn't. Sorry, 8.5. 8.5. Sorry, my mistake. Be very surprised if it's sugarcane juice. Surprised if it's sugarcane juice. Mark's so good, he's written it twice. Happy with my order. My opinion for its rum is just went up. From Dan, if A isn't Goldstone, we'll riot. The rums are very drinkable and neat. Generally, I'm impressed. I've loved them all. More British rum. Solid possible couple of bars. No, Claire. You have someone with... Yeah, see, this is my point. You have someone with 1 year's experience, and younger companies say 5 years more experience. Yeah, exactly. Rose, or it's rose, money and gold. Due to St. Piran's Day, if there was no Cornish rums, I'll be upset with you, Steve. The big reveal. Right. So, I shall go through this in order and kind of give you a few little notes of what we can. So, to revise my statement a second ago, one of you has just got the rum. And that was right at the death. So Dan, Dan, not Danny, but Dan, and I can only assume that you've been playing about and working with this quite recently. A was Goldstone. I could zoom, but I won't zoom. I'll come this side just so you can see it. There we go. So A was Goldstone white rum. Okay, 40% ABV. These guys, Sussex, kind of based down near Brighton. I am with them on Thursday. I'm going down there on Thursday, and we are distilling. I forget what we're distilling, but they're lime, rubbish, whatever that is. We're making some flavoured rum. Woo! No, it'd be fun. It'd be fun. It'd be giggles. Well, I'm having a laugh and having a banter. So, the bit of knowledge, and I will kind of expand on this. I've got very limited knowledge on this, but a bit of knowledge I want to share with this. Yes, there's molasses in there. Yes, there's jiggery, pokery, and paella in there as well. Jaggery and panella. I call them jiggery, pokery, and paella. But the bulk of the ferment is actually sugar cane juice. Okay. Now, how they do it? Now, we are led to believe from decades of this lot having their own way, saying that juice can't be used a couple of days after harvesting. You know, the sugar cane gets harvested, it's got to be juiced within hours and then fermented. Anything after that is terrible rum. Now, we've only got their say-so on that. I've never tasted sugar cane juice fresh compared to weeks old sugar cane juice. So what this is, I forget this, what, an African country, or is it a mix? I forget what it is. If you're in the comments now, guys, Goldstone, I think you've been watching, but if you are in the comments, if you want to share some knowledge and then get involved. But what essentially is, this is, the cane is imported to London, and then there's a juice bar in London that will juice the cane to order for the guys down at Goldstone. And then literally they pick it up and they ferment it within hours of it being juiced. So the question you've got to ask yourself is, does that cane still produce really good juice like a few weeks after being harvested, or have you got to literally juice it within hours? We don't know. We can't claim any authority on that. We don't grow sugar cane in the UK. We have got absolutely no right to comment on that. So, from my mind, that's a flipping tasty rum. Sugar caney, agricole kind of vibe on it. really soft, really sort of lovely finish on it on the taste. I really do enjoy that. 40% ABV. What else can we tell you? Not filtered. And that's it. That's all the knowledge I can give you for now on there. So yes, that is that. Uganda, there they go. Here they are. Oh no, it's not, is it? John and Gina? John and Gina. There we go. Ugandan and Jamaican juice. So how much is A? A is £40 direct from them on their website, but I'm looking forward to spending the day with them on Thursday. That should be really good fun. And as I say, you know, we've got some great scores here. There's all right. There's a few sixes and a five, a few sixes, but there's plenty of 8s, 7.5s, 9s. You know, yeah. Really, that is so uniquely different and completely and utterly different to I don't even know where it is now. There it is, to Portsmouth, which is dehydrated sugarcane. You know, very similar nose, sort of. That's way more sort of sugarcane vibes than what that is, but it's a very interesting style of rum. Very, very interesting. So that's what that is. That is a Goldstone. Love it. Big fan. Lime rum on Thursday. Woo! I'm joking, guys. I'm joking. I kind of like the flavoured rums. Should be good. Should be fun. Should be fun. I've got my flip flops ready. Right. How much is A? I was not that far out thinking it was Portsmouth. Goldstone is awesome. I'm assuming John and Gina. Bearing in mind, I don't know your surname, but I know Gina. I'm assuming that is Goldstone. I'm assuming you're Goldstone. I'm assuming you are. Right. If not, why have you not got a Goldstone kind of YouTube handle? What are you doing? We need to bully you lot to get onto YouTube, don't we? Right, Goldstone is awesome. Super tasty. The ginger and lime is so good. Yeah, I have not tasted that. Amber is banging, and the spiced is also a winner from them. Can't go wrong easily. I have got the gold here as well. Well, that's that. I didn't send you that. I sent you that. So that's John and Julie. Yes, they are. That is Goldstone. There we go. So well done, guys. You've got a big sort of resounding thumbs up in that. We've got, say, quite a few 9s, some 7s. The vast majority would buy that. Happy days. Happy days. Happy days. Happy days. So that's letter A. My Instagram DMs. What's going on here? Right, that's all right. That's cool. Nothing important. So we now move on to B. Which one was B? B. So 40%. B is slightly stronger. B is a 3-year-old rum. B is a 3-year-old rum. What else can I tell you? I kind of want to see whether any of you could pick it. But I'm so fascinated by this. This is Portsmouth 1812. So one of you did say Portsmouth 1812, but you thought D was Portsmouth 1812. Let me give you another close up. So this again is dehydrated, basically sugarcane juice. You will have seen there we go, 3-year-old rum. You will have seen the videos, the vlog that I did down with them and how they distill it. So that's what that is. 1812 refers to the year the fort was built. 1968 is Vincent Giles' date of birth. And that's when they were born. So basically what that is that rum that's been aged for 3 years. I forget the barrels now, Jim Beam and... Is it Jim Beam? I think it's Jim Beam. Jim Beam barrels. But, oh my God, you will have seen, if you've watched the video, you will have seen that I've tasted the very, very nearly 4-year-old. And that was so good. So I can't wait to taste the 5-year-old. I am predominantly a younger sort of rum, but I think with the UK with 5-year-old, I don't think that's anywhere close to being sort of like an 8, 10, 12-year-old Barbados. We will get there eventually in like 10 years time, but I think the 5 could be my limit. But the 4, oh my God, that extra sort of vanilla-y notes coming off the 4 compared to that is just makes that so good. Price wise with this was 40. What did I write down? I think I've written down £43, but it might be 48. It might be £48 direct off their website. I think it's 8. I think I would have done 8, but that's what that is. Dehydrated sugar cane juice. So you've all hopefully seen the video, the vlog I did from that. So not whiskey cask. This is Jim Beam. This is whiskey cask, if that's what you're talking about. So pleased it's Portsmouth. I've tried at Rumfest. I know I liked it then. Looks like I may be doing some rum shopping this evening. Have you got a collection, Portsmouth? Oh, is that what you were going on about? Oh, yeah, but you came back in the comments to say something else was Portsmouth, didn't you? 8.8. Yeah, all right. Well done. I'll give you that. Right. So, okay, let's put that one back. Now, this is going to be so interesting because, see, I've already filmed a video. I was very good with my planning. There's the review of this rum dropping tomorrow at 3 o'clock. I'm referencing tonight. I'm referencing to kind of see how it went. But I have put this, and I've said it a few times, openly, quite openly and honestly. This is, without a shadow of a doubt, my favourite white unaged rum currently in the UK. This is everything I want. I've been lucky enough already to taste I forget what it was now, 11 months in barrels for 11 months maybe, or a year and whatever it was. I cannot wait for Richard to drop the aged rum, and we are getting bottles in August. This will be available to come out there. We're going to be doing something with the release of this, but this is an absolutely fantastic rum, right up my street for sipping neat. 44% ABV. It is £36. So one of the cheaper ones in the UK, direct from their website. Molasses, and it's double pot distilled. 44% ABV, double pot distilled, £36. So C is, some of you that stalk me will kind of know what it is because I have talked about this before, but for my money, I'm sorry to everyone else, but when it comes to neat sipping white unaged rum, this is bang on the money for me. Bang on the money. I'm so excited to try the aged stuff when it drops. This is, I'm waiting to see whether anyone picks it. No, this is Retribution. This is Richard down in Somerset, Retribution. That's what that is. Hang on, if I do it that way. There we go. Retribution Distilling. Yes, he is making gin, but yes, he is making whiskey as well. There we go. Unaged, pure single rum, fermented 100%. There we go. Handmade copper pot still. Biscuit sweetness. There, look at that. Good old Richard. You know, the size of his operation is tiny. It's minuscule. But all he's doing is he's aging more than what he's selling, bottling for white rum. But this stuff is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Flipping love it. He's got his cask club as well. You know, I think Richard, if he dumps the gin, get rid of the gin, Richard. I think if he dumps the gin and focuses on that, I think he's got a hell of a future in rum because this stuff is banging, absolutely banging. And for Mr. kind of Team Foursquare to give it sort of a 9.5, an 8.5 in our little community, you know it's on destined for big things and all that. Yeah, amazing. Yeah, really, really good. I love it. You know, it's inherently pot still. You can just taste it. It's just that copper pot still coming off there. It's gorgeous, gorgeous rum. Another bottle kill. You know, I've had batch one, batch two. I don't know whether he's up to batch three now, but I've had 2 bottles of batch two. I flipping love this stuff. Absolutely love it. Oh, so good, so good. Right. So now we come up to the last one. And Jacob got this on the nose. Out of all the British scratch rums that the geeks would have tried, this will be one of them, and it will have been done through another kind of. They will have been made aware of this by another bottling, another brand. These guys have done well, but they're not really on the radar when it comes to social media. When it comes to getting involved. We've seen them. I've seen them at the Whiskey Exchange rum show in June. I think they were there, or July, whenever it was. But they don't really do things in a big way. And it's kind of, when you look at the distillery, when you look at the size of where they are and how they are, it's just the most picturesque kind of distillery. And I can't wait to taste more of their rums. I really can't. So the facts about this. Not only did I think the giveaway for, and someone else, Bingo got this as well. Bingo said Virgin Oak. Jacob got Virgin Oak and bourbon. You can kind of guess, because from this with Virgin Oak, it kind of makes you. This is just a 3-year-old rum. You very much, for me, it does make your head, because Virgin Oak's unused. It does make your head think it's longer aged than what it actually is. But it is a 3-year-old rum. This is batch 2, Jacob, and it was 2018. So distilled in 2018, bottled in 2021. So that's what that is. So it's not batch. It's not the new one, batch 3, which was 2019 and bottled last year. So this is, and the person that's got it, and he's not watching tonight. The person I know, what batch he's got, I don't know, but the person who's got it is Nick. I know Nick's got that. And I'm going to come round the front here and I'm going to do the reveal. Hang on, let's just have a look at the comments before I go any further. Has anyone else got this yet? Sugar House, Pam. No, you're close. I heard great things. No, it is bigging it up for Team Scotland. Jay Gow, revenge. There we go. That's what it is. So batch 2, 2018, 3-year-old, up in the Orkneys, doing it for Scotland. I think that is a fantastic, fantastic rum. That really good. I can't wait to sort of dive down with more rums that they do. They are aging quite a bit on there. Yeah, I mean, out of, I think it's probably scored. It's scored. Actually, that's a lie. C scored the highest by a long, long way. Connor did. Connor was actually the only one. This is interesting. Connor's, wow. I know. Sorry to pick you out, Connor. Connor's the lowest scored on C by a long way. Connor gave it a 5. There was a few 7s, but most of it was 8.5s, 9s, 8s. Interesting. Whereas this one, again, there was quite a few 8s and 9s. A couple, it was a 5 that I can see. A couple of 6s. But yeah, kind of like a split sort of thing on this. So yeah, that's Jay Gow. Nothing Cornish. Do you know what? I thought, I looked at the date. Well, don't forget, Jake, don't forget that this was originally planned for last week. It was only because there was a mishap 2 weeks ago, or three weeks ago, that they'd been pushed back a week. So I'd already sent Bunnicks's rum, because obviously Bunnings over in Switzerland gets, I have to send that. So there was no way that I could even then kind of flip this and think, oh, it's St. Piran's Day, let's go Cornish rum. It just wasn't. So it wasn't bad planning. It was just that mishap that made this delay 2 weeks, or made it a week's delay, if you know what I mean. There was I did have planned a whole sort of Cornish theme tonight for St. Piran's with Cornish rum, But of course, you know, when I had to delay it by a week because of last week's rums, then that just wasn't the case. It just wasn't going to be Cornish rum on there. So that's why there was no Cornish rum. It was because I was going to do a Cornish rum show tonight instead. But yeah, we didn't have that. Right, Claire, I have that batch one. I only just did a rum order. I think we'll be doing another rum. Also have batch rum. Excuses. So what do we think then, boys and girls? Let's put those in order, B and A. What do we think? How has that fared for you tonight? I always get the Retribution one the wrong way. So my video of Retribution is dropping tomorrow. And as I say, it's quite funny because I do reference this video tonight's live just to see how it's going. I was kind of a little bit nervous because, as I say, you'll see it in my video. It's my favourite UK British rum, if you like. It is just way up my street for drinking. I cannot wait to taste that at sort of 2 years old. It's just going to be phenomenal. Jim Beam, he's got a Jim Beam cask, and he's got, I forget the other whiskey, but it's quite a famous whiskey brand. It's not Woodford's, but it's another famous sort of whiskey brand. So I cannot wait to taste those rums because you know what I tasted. I think they were slightly stronger as well. I think they were like 50%. They were just amazing on there. I've got these around the wrong way. Where we go? A, B, there we go. C, that one. Right. So yeah, B. So Pam is B, D, C, A. So okay, yeah. Well, Pam's not white or an unaged drinker. I loved them all. D was my favourite. Great set of rums. I'll let you off. Certainly going to be buying one or two of them. You know, this is what fascinates me with the Retribution, because it is, out of all of them, the most authentic copper. Well, that's telling a lie, actually. That's up there with being, well, the same Retribution as the most authentic, you know, copper pot gas, or sorry, naked flame. Is that the right word? Flame fired copper pot still. Is that the right way to say it? You know, these are just kind of authentic kind of copper pot still rums. But I much prefer them to like Jamaican or the Barbados rums. I just do. I don't know what it is. I know there's probably a little bit of biasness in there because I'm getting behind British scratch rum. But I just generally do. I would never dream, the bottles I've gone through of that, I would just never dream of picking up a Jamaican rum with that sort of pot still, that sort of funky vibe to it, like I've done this. There's just something about this I absolutely adore. Right, the DCBA for Bunnings. Have Steve CBDA. Connor, such a great show. I feel like I've gained a lot more appreciation for British rums recently. Not a sipper for me, but Retribution is definitely going to be a new daiquiri rum. Scroll up to my question. I'm curious. All right, hang on. Question. Sorry, Pam, missed it. I said the barrel was more heavily charred than the others. Is Virgin Oak charred? Virgin Oak, from my knowledge, is generally not charred. Virgin Oak means it's never been used before. And obviously wouldn't need to char it. You would char... It all depends. It all depends on the distiller at the end of the day and the blender. But you wouldn't generally need to, in my opinion, char a Virgin Oak unless you're going to do a dark rum. You know, you want those char notes to come off a dark rum. What Virgin Oak does, because Virgin Oak has never been used before, and this was the experiment Joshua Singh had done with the Guyanan rum recently. So Joshua Singh, owner of SBS, Joshua Singh had aged some Guyanese rum. I think it was Port Morant, but I don't hold me to that. He'd aged some Guyanese rum in Virgin Oak for 6 months, and then given it to rum geeks, and all of the rum geeks that he'd given it to thought you know, they would like picking it. It was a 10-year-old, it was a 12-year-old. None of them got even remotely close to it was literally 6 months old. And that's what virgin oak does, because it hasn't been used before. It gives off that kind of, you know, that feisty wood. There's been nothing in it before to mellow it out. So virgin oak kind of gives you that nod to aging without it actually being aged. And many, like Kit is using, I forget which one it is now. Kit in his ninefold is using virgin oak in one of them. And it's just this fascinating thing. It's just, you know, when someone like SBS does that experiment and fools rum geeks that have on about, you know, rum's not good unless it's 10, 12 years old, you know, it just shows you what people have been drilled into them, and the knowledge, you know, is kind of, oh yeah, rum must be aged for 10 to 12 years. And it just goes to dispel that. It's just absolute nonsense. You're just led to believe that by the brands that are doing it for 10 to 12 years, and the young upstarts that are coming along and aging rum for like a year, maybe 6 months or so, and doing an aged rum that way in virgin oak that has never really been used before. It's kind of like, okay, you know, there's new kids in town. So yeah, I'm a big fan of it because it keeps everyone on the toes. That's why. Right. Bingo saying the opposite. Yes, they would char virgin oak. Well, yeah, I don't know. As I say, it depends on the distiller, but the virgin oak I've seen has not been sort of charred really. But it depends what whiskey you're going for. Sorry, what sort of rum finish you're going for. So is that one? What you've got to think also as well is Scottish kind of. So this is a blend, isn't it? J. Gow is bourbon, oak, and virgin. So it depends what the bourbon was in the first place, but you've also got to think of where they are as well. You know, and what they kind of use in the distilling process. They're up in Orkney. So in Scottish, you know, Scottish whiskies have inherently kind of, or some of them have got that sort of peaty smoke vibe going on to them. So you've got to think what they're actually using in their yeast, in their ferments. Don't naturally think it's the wood. You know, this all could come out to play with in different ferments and yeast strains that they're using. So don't naturally think it's the wood that's influencing that sort of taste on there. It could be the yeast, and I know nothing about the yeast strains that they use. As I said in the scratch video, when you kind of think that there may be like 5, 6, 7, 8 different yeast strains that you can use to make that, chatting to Doug at Scratch just blew my little head away. The amount and the different shit, and I literally can't tell you the different, but it was stuff that you'd never even dreamed of to get yeast and to create your own ferments and stuff like that. Absolutely, completely off the wall. Really, you know, it's. I would love to share that with you, but I can't. He didn't want me to share it, or I think he didn't want me to share it, so I won't. But you know, a lot of this comes down to the ferment as well. So don't think it's just wood influence. It's all in the ferment and the yeast strains. And this is the cool thing. This is what I keep coming back to, because these guys have not got 100 years of experience. They're all playing about. They're all, you know, as Vince said at Portsmouth, you know, he's never done it before. It's all new to him. So he's having fun playing. Some of it might work, some of it might not work. Yeah, so that, you know, that's all unconscious bias. That's a good word. But you know, it's all out there. And just to see these different yeast strains at Scratch with Doug, I mean, you saw the photo. What was there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Was it 9 different ferments on the go? All 9 of those were none that I've ever heard of before or even contemplated that you would use to build a ferment, a batch of rum. So yeah, that smokiness that you might get off that might be simply because they've used something kind of crazy in the ferment. Right. The old comments have dried up a little bit now. I've gone off a rant. If anyone's got any more questions, if anyone's got any feedback on this, then let me know. If people want to go into Discord, my DMs are going crazy again on there. Ah. Richard, hello, Richard. Richard's not commenting on the live stream, but Richard for Retribution is watching. Thank you, Richard. Honestly, mate, I think the rum speaks for itself. You know, 8.5s, 9s. Ignore Connor. Connor doesn't know what he's talking about. Connor's giving it a 5. But yeah, honestly, Richard, I mean, the video, as I said, the video of you of Retribution will be dropping tomorrow on my Rum Reviews channel. So I'll kind of talk a little bit more about that then. But yes, so I don't know when he commented there. Oh yeah, no, he'll be watching now. Right, I think batch 1 is a little sweeter and smoother, less peppery. Again, that could be, I don't know, I haven't looked at batch 1 to see what, or batch 3 to see what the different barrels are as well. So yeah, absolutely love those. So excited. Richard, you got to come and do. We'll. I've got a different idea for like live shows and stuff like that. If you are still watching, because YouTube have just launched podcasts as well, and we've all got access to build our podcasts now and there. So I'm kind of thinking, and this might happen with John and Gina down in Goldstone as well. Kind of thinking of like, instead of bringing you on live streams like this, to actually do a podcast, sit down and chat to you in your distillery to do podcasts. So that's kind of what's thinking there. But we will definitely do a bit more, because I am flipping excited about what you guys are doing. Right, the unconscious biasness. That's the perfect word for it. Unconscious biasness. And Connor. To give it a 9 out of 10 for daiquiris. That is very true. I have them both here, and I think they are slightly different. Interesting. Cool. So, any other questions? Oh, my Instagram's going nuts now. People sharing stories and God knows what else is going on here. John and Gina, thank you. Looking forward to coming down there on Thursday. So, yeah, we will do another UK... British scratch rum. Actually, this is UK. I can sort of say that, but we will do another UK scratch rum in a few months' time when stuff comes up. I can't wait for Lewis and Dropworks and Sean and all that. No pressure, Sean. I can't wait for them to get distilling and all that. I'd love to taste Sean's first batch. I can't wait for that. I want to be up there. I want to be the first time Sean switches on the stills and has a distilling run for Dropworks. I want to be there. I've got every faith in Sean, but it's just, be the first ever batch of rum coming off that. So that could be quite funny. Right, Connor. As we said, I tend to drink column for sipping, and Retribution was great in that, but I struggled simply. What would you recommend to transition to sip pot? So, is this you and me both? Yeah, Scott, I'll pick you up on the way. So to transition to so obviously, and this is, I need to kind of think back to that, but the whole, you weren't a fan of Ninefolds, were you? I think you weren't a fan. So obviously, Ninefold is pot for a UK rum, like proper pot. What's out and out pot? I don't know the ins and outs of the Kingston 62. I don't know whether they've got any of their column in there, but probably not a great example of a neat sipper. I don't really enjoy sipping that neat. Pot. Where to go for pot? I mean, even some of the ECS, it all depends. I never keep up with the ECS, but some of the ECS stuff is just pure pot still as well. Foursquare. I think the vast majority are pot and column. It's not until you go up in price, sort of 70, 80 pounds, where you get like 100% pot still. Like Hampden, I think is 100% copper pot still, isn't it? Only pot still. Like Hampden is pot. But you know, that's like 60 quid. I don't think there's like an entry. Well, oh, hang on. But again, you've always got Jamaican funk going on. That's obviously pot and what, 35 quid. But it is that. This is kind of what I'm trying to say. The Jamaican, you've always got that massive element of pot. Some of the chairman stuff, actually. But again, you've got to look because chairman have got the 4 stills, and sometimes they use the column in there. So again, not a great example. But if some of the chairmans, if you look at, I forget that I'm sure there's one that is primarily pot still from Chairman's Reserve. I can't think which one it is. But that could be a good show. I don't know too much about the Admiral Rodneys, but I'm assuming they've got the column in there as well. But from my knowledge, obviously Guyana DDL is more wooden pot than anything else. They have got a couple of other pots in there as well. To my knowledge, it's only really UK, British scratch rums that are doing pot. Like these guys, the old Outlier guys, they are pot. You know, I can't. Two Drifters will be pot as well. Oh, I'm not sure if they've got a. Depending on, I'm sure they've got like a column, rectifying column on it as well. I think, but it's because they haven't got the money in Britain to do all these, you know, weird and wonderful different still collaborating and have multiple stills. I think it's the. I can't think. I genuinely can't think of a good example of 100% pot without it being Jamaican. Nothing's coming to me. They're all kind of the higher ester sort of Jamaican rums. I can't think. That's a good question, actually. That's a very good question. But you certainly notice it. You certainly kind of on there. So Jamaican rum, obviously Jamaican rum. And if you think so, Jamaican GI, for example, you might think is all pot, copper pot. So Jamaican GI, their pot stills must be made from copper, but they can have rectifying. They can have column stills as well, but the rectifying part of the column still must be copper. So they will have stainless steel parts to that column still, but the rectifying part of that will be copper. But they've still got column stills in it, like the Appleton. I'm pretty damn sure that actually goes through the columns in Appleton to create that. We know full well that Dawley's is a blend of pot and column. Yeah, I can't think if anyone's given examples down there. I've just answered that. Appleton, no. I actually don't know for 100%, unless it says it on the bottle. But I know Appleton have got columns. Oh no, it is. Sorry, it's on there. This rum is blend includes select reserve pots. Oh, hang on, whoa. No. See, this is the clever wording on the front of the bottle. This rum blend includes select reserve pot still stock. So it doesn't say it's pot still rum. It says it includes pot still stock. Yeah. I don't know what the 12. Sorry, dead air. Dead air. No, again, not even on the 12. My head's sort of saying, because the difference is when you get to like Hampden are very proud that it's 100% pot. You know, it says it there, big bottles, big letters, 100% pot still. I'm pretty sure most of Appleton contains their column. But don't hold me to that. Literally, really don't hold me to that. Right, Connor, I've tended to avoid Jamaican, but wonder if it might actually be pot I'm averse to. I'm going to have to keep exploring. That's what I say. It's the whole sort of, Jamaican funk vibe. The tasting and smelling the Retribution isn't Jamaican. It's just pot. It's just a pot still. You get that pot still vibe off it, but you don't get Jamaican vibe. You just get pot still vibe. Yeah, that's really stumped me, actually. I can't think of another 100% pot still rum that isn't Jamaican or ECS. And even then, I'm not 100% sure that, because ECS is exceptional cask series, so some of those will even be blends of the different stills that Richard Seal uses. Yeah, I can't think. The only rums I can really think of that I know are the UK guys. And there is an abundance of copper pot stills in the UK. Two Drifters, English Spirit Distillery. We've got loads of little ones all lined up. Richard at Retribution. Vince at Portsmouth is stainless steel. Christ, I saw that. I'm sure it's stainless steel. Lazy Dog. I'm not sure what Lazy Dogs is, actually. I don't know. I can't think of anyone. Yeah. Right. I think I'm calling the comments have died. People are signing off now. That's absolutely fine. If people want to go into Discord, that's absolutely cool. But thank you for tonight's show. Next week, for those that are still watching, what's next week? Oh, next week's the Craft Rum Club, isn't it? I think should be. I haven't heard anything from Craft Rum Club, so it should be. If the brands come on, or the brand on Sunday, if they come on, there's a little swerve. Don't take me word for word for you Craft Rum Club. Don't take me word for word. I know what I'm saying, and I'm saying it very carefully. But if the brand comes on Sunday, it should be an absolute banger. But I need to kind of sort that out this week of how we're going to do it. The guest that will come on should be legendary. Is legendary, but we've just got to see how we're going to do it. It might involve me going to them. We'll see. If they want to do it in person, we'll see how it goes. But it could be really, really fun next week. Right. Cheers, Bunnix. Cheers, Pam. Cheers, Mark, Claire, Philip. Some Takamaka. I think Takamaka have got columns though as well, haven't they? That's not a bad shout. Who was that? Philip. It's not a bad shout, Philip. But the fact that it doesn't say pot on the bottle, usually when you you're 100% pot, you advertise it because it is that big thing. I think they're another blend. I think they have got pot stills. In fact, I know they've got pot stills, but I think they blend it with some of their column. Yeah, it's really got me, that one. Right, that's cool. For those of you who want to go in Discord, Stephen Beck. I've got to stop calling him Havana Steve. He's got rid of Havana Steve now. Stephen Beck will be hosting, as always. I probably won't join you tonight, I'll be honest. I need a wee. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Great show. I'll dive into Discord now and see everyone's comments after that. But I will see you next week. And don't forget that my thoughts and opinions on all that will be dropping tomorrow. So I will see you